Alright, so today we're going to go over the very first sub-4 second solve on 3x3 with the Waterman method. And the solution here was 19 moves. It is absolutely insane. So I averaged 12 seconds on 3x3 normally, and my PB average of 5 is a 942. So getting a sub-3 solve was like way out of my league. But somehow I got it anyways. The worst part is the solve basically started out as an average solve. It's just that the rest of the solve after the Waterman layer was 7 moves. So originally I looked at white because I saw this kind of bar here, but I looked at this edge here, which is connected to this orange and white corner, and it's not really in the best spot. I mean, I guess I could do that. But I looked at yellow because I'm X2 bicolor neutral. I can solve on white and yellow. I saw these two edges and this corner here that I can just insert in with 2 moves, and that's a block. But I also saw this corner. So I started the solve basically with U2, L prime, R2. I wanted to do it from the back because I saw this edge during inspection as well and saw that it would be over here with the yellow facing the left. So I could have just done a wide U2 and then rotation and an R. Had I started from this angle, I would have to rotate this way, and I'm just better at doing this, I guess. Yeah, that's nice. So I did U2 L prime, pairs up the block like this, and then R2, and then as I predicted, the edge is back here. So I did a wide U2. Now I saw these two corners here. If I just did an F move, then both of them would be at the top, and that's not really the best case. So I did U prime, and at the same time as doing U prime, I did a rotation, and then I did R. Now the reason I did that is so that this edge isn't facing the bottom because it's in the wrong space. If it was bottom, it wouldn't have matched. And then this edge is not facing the top. Now if I would have just inserted the corner in normally, this corner would be facing the top. So to avoid that, I did a U2 insert, and then I canceled into inserting this pair. So when I start inserting, I noticed that these blue-white, I guess, pieces pair up. So I thought to my head, maybe I can get a CLL that'll let me preserve this piece right here. So that's okay. I continue on with my solve, and I do a U2, and this piece pairs up. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I did my R2, and while I'm doing my R2, I see that this pair is, here as well. So I already know that this back part is blue. So now we have this whole bar here, and then I have this kind of block, and then I already know that this is green right here. And then that this is green and white as well. So U prime R prime gives me a CLL skip. Now that I already know that, I can just go straight into L6E. So I rotate. I already know my piece is in the back. And then I see kind of this bar here. We'll get to that here in a second. But I also noticed that this edge is oriented, which means I would only have to look at these two edges, which I noticed that they are not oriented. So I did my R2 because it was around here where I saw this bar and I saw this edge here. So I already knew the L6E case I got, and I already knew from here what I was getting my Permute Midges case to be. So because I got the bar is now in the back here, and this is what I like to call the Set Alg. So there are 337 last 6 edges cases for Waterman, but many of them are reflections. So most of the cases have purely just 4 reflections that go that way. This is one of them. Now the reason I call this the Set Alg is that it is 3 moves long. And since I already know I have a bar here, and it didn't match this center here, it's the opposite, I was going to get a block case. Now, this is green and this is green. So while I'm doing that, since I already know this is red, doing a U would give me this block, and the bar I was talking about way earlier is now here. So without even looking, I can just do this, and that would solve the cube. 19 moves, 3.993 seconds, and around 4.75 TPS. This is just the dumbest solve that I've ever gotten. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.